Alright, we are back for round 2. We are in the draw. I kept this hand, which is fine. And the opponent just played a turn 1 Loam Dryad. As you can see, I have a bit of time that that I already used, but basically I had to finish something, so told my opponent that I would come back in a few minutes. And I am back. Turn 1 Loam Dryad, interesting. And an attack. Alright, sure, I don't mind that too much. I think Loam Dryad is a very weak card that should not be played in most deck, but I've seen a lot of people playing that in Limited. I wonder if it's because some deck in Constructed do play that, so people think that it's good in Limited. I think that card is just pretty horrendous in both Limited and Constructed, and it's only being seen play in Constructed because there's absolutely nothing else better to do. But when you compare this to a Bird of Paradise or a Llanowar Elf or anything like that, yeah, that card is just so bad. I hate it. But it deserves a space in some decks, so there is that. If they attack, I'm just gonna block. Like if they have a trick, I actually don't care the least about that. As they play a Slayer's Blade. That is a fairly bad news, because that card is pretty hard to defeat. Not a whole lot I can do about that though. Just gonna beat down. If they equip, I don't wanna chump block, and if they don't equip, I don't mind trading 1 for 1. I mean, it's not the end of the world. If they have some human, it's gonna be pretty annoying. Yeah, that card is pretty hard to defeat, honestly. I don't mind them equipping here, though. Well, actually, I do mind them. I guess if you have Slayer's Plate, you can play some really bad creature, and it doesn't matter too much in the end. But still think that Loam Dryad is like pretty bad. All right, I'm gonna play this Devil and beat down with my Bloodseeker. If they are a Removal, I take 5 more damage, which is pretty annoying, but there's not too much I can actually do about that. At some point I might have to chump block with Bloodseeker if they do have some removal. If they attack though, I'm gonna make the trade. It's not really what I want to do, but I don't really have the choice. I guess they have a removal, so I will not even have the choice to maybe trade. Yeah, Slayer's Plate, very good card, very hard to beat. And currently there's not too much I can actually do about that. Guess I'm beating down, and probably gonna go down to 4 next turn, because I certainly don't want to block with my Tornado Wolf when I have a Moonlight Hunt in hand. And if they have another removal, I think I will probably just lose, because then none of my creature will be big enough or werewolf enough, I guess, to make any of my removal spell work on that Loam Dryad, and it's just gonna kill me. And I want to precise that I'm not getting killed by the Loam Dryad. I'm getting killed by the Slayer's Plate. That card is so broken that you can pretty much put any random bad creature in your deck and make it, make it decent. But yeah, we are in pretty bad spot here. If they don't have a removal for the wolf though, we could do something. A wolf of their own. I don't mind that. Oh, and no attack for some reason? That's nice. Alright, that's a pretty good news. Drawing a land was not so great, but it is what it is. The issue with their wolf is that I cannot really beat that efficiently. I think I should get rid of that right now. So it's gonna be 7 toughness, so next turn I can block, switch the power, and end after Moonlight Hunt. That being said, I will attack there, and if they block, I'm just gonna Moonlight Hunt, and it's gonna be much simpler for me. I'd rather do that. But they take the damage pretty much as I expected. if they equip an attack, I'm gonna block and pump my Bloodseeker. If they just attack, I'm just gonna chump block and then Moonlight Ant end of turn. Either way, I get to kill that unless they have a pump spell, which they might very well have, but at this point, I cannot really play around match. I am at 9, so this is almost lethal if it's equipped, and I cannot just play around that and try to race an 8-7, so yeah. That's where we are at now. So on the plan of chump blocking and yeah, hopefully kill that, though it's not so likely to happen. I guess I could play around Dance with the Devils here, because if I have that I can chump and then start racing them. But I don't. Yeah. Slayer's Plate is not a card you can beat easily unless you are already pretty advanced on your board. An Altered Ego. Well, that's not good for me. My opponent already has some big creature, and now, yeah, I don't really see how I can win that, honestly. Fire Temper is a pretty good one. Yeah, it's decent. So I could play the Provisioner. It's not gonna do a whole lot, but I will still have enough mana to do whatever I want. And I can have one more creature onto the board. Yeah, I don't have any good attack there, unfortunately. Yeah, that card is eventually gonna kill me, I think. But we will try to do the best not to lose. Even though I don't think it's very likely that we end up winning that game. Yeah, and the opponent does have 4 cards in hand, so I'm already like behind on the board. Even if we count the removal in my hand, I can only make some trades. And then they have 4 more cards in hand that I have to deal with, and even if those are like weak creatures, Slayer's Plate is gonna make them good enough. Since they are splashing a color and they do have a very good artifact, I'm probably gonna side in Structural Distortion. And yeah, other than that, I think I'm pretty much losing that game, but yeah, there's not too much I can do. I'm playing red, so it seems like they want to play very defensively, which I think is actually fine because it gives me more time to, find answer and do stuff. Drawing a land here was pretty poor, especially since now I kind of have to Moonlight on that before it flips. So, yeah. Not exactly what I wanted to do. But it is what it is. I guess I could have kept my Provisioner in hand, but it doesn't seem very relevant to do so, and my opponent didn't have a werewolf onto the battlefield at that time, so I don't know. Another Enter. So actually, everyone is playing thousands of wolf and werewolf in my deck, in their deck. Even I still got to get a decent amount of these, but still. Well, I guess we are back on the same road. Especially if this is a human, so it's pretty annoying if they can equip with the Slayer's Plate, which is another reason to kill those things as fast as possible. But yeah, I don't think I'm defeating the Slayer's Plate. Yeah, I don't really see myself doing such thing. If they just equip on the Tornide Wolf and start attacking, I have to chump, the Altered Ego one. I have to chump block each turn. My opponent is Slayer's Plate with Big Wolf, okay. Seems like a fairly slow deck though. Like when you have thousands of 5-drop, an Altered Ego, you're splashing and you have a Slayer's Plate, it's not the definition of a fast deck. And that could be good for us. Not in this, I think this game I'm losing pretty badly, pretty much no matter what I do. A bit like last match when I was playing against Ulvenwald Mysteries, but the fact that my opponent seems to have a very slow deck could be good for us for the next few games. Always watching, okay. Yeah, so my opponent just played the... yeah. There's no way I can beat that in my deck, like strictly no way. Yeah. Slayer's Plate is already pretty unbeatable, and always watching with 3 Tornado Wolf on the battlefield is like literally unbeatable. Unless you are playing white and you have Descend Upon You that's in full in your deck, this is, yeah. Yeah, this is not a matchup I mean, this is not a game I can win. That being said, despite playing a Loam Dryad, my opponent did not show any cheap creatures, so they might be really in trouble if I'm on the play, because I can make some really aggressive start, and their deck seems to be extremely slow, at least for what I've seen so far. 3/5 drop is like really, I think, too much, but that's what they have, I guess. And swing in with the whole squad. Alright, I kind of have to make some blocks here, unfortunately. So this can trade for this if I use the Fiery Temper trick. I mean, it's not really a trick, but you know. And then that's probably the best blocks I can make. Could also actually 9, no. Can I reset blockers, please? No, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, my best block is actually probably all of these here. 9, and then my opponent can kill both in turn and win wolf. I probably want to block here and Fairy Temper. No, actually I think I'd rather have this still being, yeah. This way I can keep one of my 2 best creatures at least. I don't think there's any way where I win this game, but I'm still gonna try out. Yep. That's just too much power with 2, Slayer's Plate and Always Watching are probably among the top rare of the set. Yep. It's just a pretty unwinnable game. Surprised that they killed the Hunter first, that seems weird. Since this is just a bigger creature, I don't know. I don't really get that, but whatever. Fiery Temper. Alright, so we will be left with a Tornado Wolf facing a Vigilant and Slayer's Plated Tornado Wolf, so I don't think we are really gonna go anywhere here, but at least we are not dead yet. But again, I don't think I don't even have any card that could steal a game like Magmatic Chasm or, Double Strike Trick in my deck, so yeah, I don't think there's a way for me to win that. Neonate is gonna provide me with a chump blocker as well as a new card, so it's not actually the worst, as long as my opponent doesn't have trample, obviously. The issue is Always Watching, because this just lets them attack without, caring about anything, which is the real issue, because if I could swing back, they could not really beat down this way. That would be pretty bad for them. Yup, and we'll try to draw relevant things. I don't think I have any top deck in my deck that saved me. There are 13. Yeah, land is certainly not gonna help. Yeah, that's gonna be a lose. Not really see how this could go other way. Yup. And another creature, okay. Well, move the Slayer Plate. Well, I guess it does make sense since this is a human and this does have trample. And now, well, I can kill that. I'm just gonna concede. I don't really want to reveal this card, and I don't think there's any card in my deck that can make me win the game at all. I could have conceded 2 or 3 turns ago, I think. But here I think it's like really over. Yeah, I don't have any draw that save me. I will have to chump block each turn and then I will eventually die, so I might as well not reveal too many cards to my opponent. I think I want Structural Distortion in this matchup. They showed actually a lot of cards that aren't really... against most of the cards had more toughness than power, so maybe I don't want Inner Struggle actually. And we'll try to beat down early on, but yeah. If they play the same good card that they played this game, I don't really see myself winning. Yeah, for some reason it seemed that everyone at the table was playing green werewolf and wolf. Uh, and I still ended up in this color. I mean, it was mostly red that was open for me, but I still got a decent amount of green card. I don't really know. Alright, that hand is fairly weak. I think it's still a keep. I do have a 3-drop into, 4-drop and the reduce to ashes. Not exactly what I wanted, but it's fine. Don't really like the fact that it's slow, but, there's not much I can do. I don't think it's a mulligan. Moonlight Hunt is a good one, given that I already have a wolf and that they don't seem to have a bunch of removals, so that's pretty decent. As my opponent will play a Quill Wolf. So they do have early drop. Yeah, my opponent just seems like 1,000 times better than my deck, so it's probably not gonna be a win for me. But I can dream. I guess I'm taking 2 here. Next turn I'm gonna play Forest, attack with that. They probably will not have any good block because of this ability that I play Pyrohound, and after that I can start using my thing to make the hound bigger and yeah, remove their creature from the board mostly. I'm gonna take 5 damage next turn. Actually not 5, but if they attack with the wolf I'm not blocking though. But if they do, I'm gonna take 5, and then, well, then I do have a bunch of removal, and the Pyrohound is gonna grow pretty big pretty quickly, so that's fine. Reduce to Ashes is a nice answer to Dauntless Cathar too, so, well, it's not bad. Provisioner, okay, pretty annoying, but now they are not attacking with the wolf, so there is that. Sure, I'm gonna take 5, which I don't like too much, but it is what it is. I guess I'm gonna first attack with a Kindred. They don't really have any good block again. Yeah. Another option that might have been better would have been to... Yeah, maybe I should have done that. Get rid of both of their creature and attack with both. I think I still like using Reduce to Ashes, since the 2 other removal I have are instant, and I kind of like keeping instant around. But the alternative play would be getting rid of their 2 creature and attack for 8. Oh no, 7 actually. So they would have go down to 10. They still have the Cathar. I don't know. I don't know. It also depends in what they have in hand, because if they don't have a trick, they cannot really attack with anything here. So we shall see. They are probably going to play a Tornado Wolf because they have 1,000 of these in their deck. Alright, sure. Now I'm probably going to get rid of both creature and attack with the Pyrohound. Ooh, Distortion. That could be good. So I guess this dies first. Yeah. That's fine, I think. I think I could have done the thing... Yeah, I don't know. I think both play are... Maybe using 2... Maybe doing the thing the other way around would have been better, because I could have attacked with Pyrohound, but I would have taken 3 most likely. I am rather unsure. Yeah, maybe the 4 damage that I could have gotten with that will matter a lot in the end. My reasoning was mostly that I like using Reduce to Ashes when they are tapped out, and when I don't, I just have 5 mana, as those could combine with playing other creature, and could also be used during combat as trick. I think playing these is better. Not if you are just trying to get value, but using, if I'm using a spell during my turn, I'd rather it be a sorcery than instant. If they equip that, I'm just so happy. I can get rid of the Slayer's Plate, attack for 6, it's just great. It's exactly what I wanted to happen. That's amazing. So sideboard option coming through there, that's great. Does not always happen. And they go down to 7, which means Well, they can still take damage from the Pyrohound. So attacking with both creatures doesn't make a lot of sense since they are just gonna eat my Kindred and go down to 1. Alright, so the opponent is down to 1. We have 9 power of Tramplers. And they don't have a Slayer's Plate in their deck anymore. So that's good. That's good. Not sure if it's gonna be enough to win, but that's definitely decent. Pretty nice when you side in something, try to accomplish something, and you actually manage to do what you wanted to do. Sure. I'm probably gonna attack with both creature because I can make that indestructible, and they are dead on the board here because they do have to double block here if they don't want to die. So unless no, they are dead. Like even if they have Puncturing Light, I can just answer by making that indestructible. So it's not gonna work good for them. They need something else here. Otherwise, they are just dead because of the trample. And they need a creature that does have more than 2 toughness. So yeah, I don't really see how. No, actually, a 2/2 would do the job because they can then double block on the Pyrohound, but then the Pyrohound doesn't die and block here. Yeah. That's interesting. Definitely taking the damage. I think my opponent is probably trying to see if I would, chump block for no reason. Yeah, sure. So you are just saying that you are dead. Yeah, no problem. I don't mind you being dead. That was a good play from my opponent though, because, I mean, showing aim high, probably not the best play. Yeah, that was a misplay actually. They should have kept that in hand. If they had kept aim high in hand, they would have been able to untap that, block here and block there and not die, but here they are dead, so pretty big misplay from my opponent. I think attacking with the wolf was pretty decent, even if you don't have aim high, just to see if I make the misplay of jump blocking, which could let them maybe come back in the game, but using aim high there was awful. Like, if you just wait, you get to block my thing, block here, I have to make that indestructible, then you can swing for 7, and, I would not be at 7 because they would not have used aim high offensively, but that gives them a chance at winning, as here they just pretty much decided to lose, so yeah, pretty mediocre play from the opponent. Not sure why they did that. That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Still think I'm gonna go with the same setup. Again, most of the creatures are 3/4, 4/5. Loam Dryad is 1/2, so they don't seem to have a lot of creatures against which Innistrad is gonna be that great. So yeah, we'll do the same thing, and hopefully we can either distortion the Slayer's Plate, or either they don't draw it, or yeah, and I hope they don't have Always Watching, because this is another card I don't think I can beat. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. It's slow and it's bad. It's 2 of the worst creature in my deck with 5 land, and that's just not good enough to be a keep. I'm on the draw, so mulliganing is not the worst, especially if I get the Scry, but still pretty annoying, but I cannot definitely afford to keep that. On the play, it would be extremely borderline, but I think still a mulligan. On the draw, it's just too bad. Just way too bad. Alright, that one is fine. Hopefully I can get some land, but I have 1 drop, potentially a 3 drop, and this should be good in this matchup because my opponent doesn't seem to have any type of removal, and Sin Prodder, when they don't have removal, is just a great card. Alright, a Quill Wolf. Not exactly what I wanted to see, but it is what it is. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna go down to 18 there. If they just play a bunch of creatures each turn, they are probably gonna be able to outrace me, which is pretty annoying, but not a whole lot I can do. Again, I think Sin Prodder should shine in this matchup, but, I might be wrong too. Definitely attacking before anything. If they want to Puncturing Light my Neonate, I'd be glad. They will probably not do so, even if they have the Puncturing Light. And Sin Prodder, yeah, I think that thing should be great. My open deck just seems it just seems like they don't have any removal. They did not show any removal yet. They could have things like Puncturing Light or Silver Strike, but you know, I could see those coming because they would have to not play anything. They might have removal, but they did not show removal yet. So I guess they are beating down, and I'm definitely not gonna trade. If they just pass like this, do I attack? I don't really know. It also depends on what I get off that and off my draw. Ooh, Moonlight Hunt. Definitely don't mind if they give that to me. They should probably put it in the graveyard though, because I don't know that I might have some wolf in my deck and in my hand. If I have that in my deck, it's probably because it's good. So they should probably put it in the graveyard, but we shall see. Yeah, it just seems extremely likely that my opponent does have some sort of removal. I'm not sure what, but they probably have something. I don't really mind too much if they have the 4/3 werewolf. I mean, not, wolf, not werewolf. The flash creature. The thing that'd be really annoying, I think, is mostly. Don't think I want to play Gyro Rich Bandit now. I'd rather play Hulking Devil, and next turn maybe I can Rabbit Bite plus Gyro Rich Bandit. Should I attack with the Sin Prodder? That's pretty much the big question here. I don't think it's worth attacking actually. If they have Silver Strike, I don't really want to get that Silver Strike, and it's just gonna apply a lot of pressure by just staying on the board. So yeah. If they have the Flash Werewolf, it's slightly annoying, because they still will be able to do something, but they might just not have anything, yeah. If my opponent just doesn't do anything, I'm fine with making that play. Yeah, that's completely fine with me. And if they just want to keep 4 mana open for the rest of the game, they will not play anything else, so it's fine with me. They probably have Silver Strike in hand, I would assume. Or maybe just some... Yeah, I think if they had a Puncturing Light, I don't know. Yeah, it really smells a lot like Silver Strike. And I definitely don't want to trade my Sin Prodder for that, especially when it can just stay here and do its job without, being forced to attack. If they play a Thorn-Eyed Wolf there, that'd be great, because I can just get rid of that with the Bite. And if I draw a land, swing for actually 12, which is a lot, my opponent would be down to 3. The issue is that Sin Prodder makes it less, less likely that I draw a land. And they will pass the turn again. No, they play a werewolf. I mean the Thorn-Eyed Wolf, which I definitely like seeing. So what do we get here? That card is just so sweet. Ooh, Reduce to Ashes. They probably don't want to give me that. If they do give me that, I'm happy though. Ooh, they took 5. Ooh, and we got the whole Gucci land draw here. That's amazing. Alright, you are gonna fight that dude. I'm gonna play Bandit, and now my opponent is in really, really, really bad trouble. They cannot block Sin Prodder, neither Neonate, so they either have to... They are probably gonna block the Devil, but they still take 7 here, going down to 3. Ooh, that was a great turn. And I think we played pretty well again, around Silver Strike, and now this will give me a card each turn almost. Unless I have a land, because they cannot pay life anymore. That was great. Provisioner. Okay, so they might have the what's the name of that thing? The Puncturing Light. That I could see that happening. Ooh, Distortion. Well, you kind of have to give me that, but if you give me that, you die. Ooh, and I got a Moonlight Hunt too. Yeah, I think my opponent is like extremely dead here. Just gonna use Moonlight Hunt. If they use a trick, they cannot have Puncturing Light, so they died from the Sin Prodder. So. That was great. Jeez, that thing did such a good work. Holy shit. Alright, that was amazing. That's why Sin Prodder is so great in Limited. Yeah, it's been really good for my opponent so far. I haven't had a lot of success with it, but this game is definitely proved to be awesome. That was great. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this game and match. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you guys for the finals.